just time before our train leaves to visit one last attraction in Aviemore, because one thing about Scotland is you're never far away from something good to drink.
Haha! You thought it was going to be whiskey, didn't you? But actually they've been brewing beer in Scotland for thousands of years. And that's why we've come to the Cairngorm Brewery. Well, that and other reasons. Now, drinking it's one thing, but they also do tours here where you can find out how it's made. And that's where our man Bruce comes in. Bruce, what have you got in store for us today?
Well, welcome to the Cairngorm Brewery. I'm Bruce, I'm your standing tour guide for today. What we do is we divide the tour into three parts. We have a small talk here, then we go up to the viewing platform and see the process of beer being made. When the barley comes into the brewery, it's crushed. That way it's easier to extract the sugar and the starch from it. The water and the barley goes into this first copper here and it's boiled for an hour and a half. And it just looks like a plate of weak, revolting porridge. And a big arm goes round and stirs it round and round. Then the liquid's transferred into the mashy tun, and that's this one over here, and that's when the hops and the herbs are added to it. Then it's brewed there for 100 degrees. Then it's transferred from the mashy tun to the fermentation tanks, and that's when the yeast's added to it. If you look into this fermentation tank and you see the state of the beer there, you'll never drink beer again. It'll put you right off.
And when it's ready, the beer's casked up in a manner befitting the care and attention it took to make it.
So Bruce, we've done the tour, time for the tasting. Which one should we try?
This Blessed Thistle, this is my favourite, without a shadow of a doubt. It's an old Scottish recipe, and the head brewer got a hold of this. The Scots, miserable lot, we never used to grow hops. We used to tempt the sample of the beer with herbs, thistles, and that took the place of hops. So the head brewer got a hold of this old Scottish recipe, and he started up with a wee bit of hops. We still use the thistle, flower of the thistle yet, but we've also added ginger to it, and what you've got is possibly the best thirst quencher I've ever come across.
So this is thistle and ginger beer?
Literally, with a wee hint of ginger in the beer, and it gives you an absolutely terrific taste. I try to go hill walking at least once a week, and I always take a bottle of this. And say for example you've got a Glenfishie and you've got the Stalker's Path up the top of Cairngorm, and you sit at the very top and you have a bottle of this in one hand and a sandwich in the other. Life is very pleasant, I can assure you.
That's really sharp, isn't it?
Yeah, it's absolutely a first class beer.
So, how many beers do you make here?
We make 8 bottle beers and 14 seasonal beers.
We're going to be in for a long sitting then, aren't we?
And it's true what they say. It's not long after you open a bottle that every Scotsman's a poet.
So here is my perception of love. There's the wondrous love of a beautiful maid. There's a love of a staunch true man. There's a love of a child that's unafraid. All have existed since time began. But the most wondrous love, the love of all loves, even in greater and love for mother, is the infinite, tenderest, passionate love of one dead drunk to another. And that concludes the tour for today. Thank you very much.
Well, I can't top that. So I think we'll leave our trip to the Scottish Highlands right there.